Hi everybody, my name is Tess and today I'm going to be showing you more videos, tutorial video wise, on how to use your Rokoko motion capture suit that you've bought. So today we're going to be going over the software and how to download it from their website, how the ins and outs of it work, and just some basic tutorial on how to use the software. Don't worry about this is just my recording software. We're going to want to minimize that, and then we're going to open your Chrome or whatever internet browser you have. I'm going to type in R, but you should just look up Rokoko Smart Suit Studio. I always like to click on either the first or second one that doesn't show ad. It doesn't really matter, just as long as you get to this website right here. And as you can see, the AI right there is already ready to come and help you anytime. You're going to want to go to Products right here, and you're going to want to go to Studio. Since I am running Windows, we're going to click on Windows. And as you can see, bottom left wise, it is recording. My recording is very fast. It may be different for all of you. We're going to double click that, and it's going to take just a little bit. Now, educational wise, this is where you're going to purchase your different suits. So far we have the group bundle. We have 3 smart suits, small, medium, and large. But if you're a bigger productions company, you're probably going to want to go for the class bundle, because you get 5 smart suits. So that means you can get 5 actors. The reason why it says a quote, because you can do different depending on what you want. As you can see right here, it's already asking me user control account. You may not see that, but you're just going to want yes, you want it to access it. Then the license agreement is going to be popping up. You're going to want to click yes, I accept the agreement. I've already read through this, but I would suggest you also read through this. Just scroll all the way down, get, the basics. You're going to make sure, and you're going to want that the other task, add an exception to firewall or Windows firewall, is clicked. Because since this is connected through your Wi-Fi range, the firewall will and has affected the availability and use and efficiency of the suits. So if you had an exception, it just bypasses the firewall perfectly fine and it uses perfectly. You're going to want to click on create a desktop shortcut so that way we can access it, and then you want to hit install. So we're going to click launch. We're going to wait for that, the Rokoko Studio open up, and here it is. We're going to want to hit full screen, and since I've already had this downloaded onto this device, my laptop, it does already have my body profiles, my takes and everything, so it is cloud-based, which is very useful. It really helps with the plug and play availability onto it. And you're going to make sure that you have your own Rokoko ID and everything. You can manage your account. I just have the basic plan right now, and you can always upgrade it later down the road, because you are going to want to upgrade it if you do want the live stream data capturing availability. So you're going to want to ideally set up a new profile, name it whatever you want, and then you're going to want to do all your measurements here. You can do it inches or centimeters. I've done mine in centimeters. Now, your hips are going to look very big so far as of the 2.2.2. And what you're going to want to do is after you enter everything, you're going to save your body profile and apply that to the suit. And then once you already have your body profile and everything, you're going to want to go to a new project. I've already had a new project open. As you can see, they also have a sample project that comes with it. I'm going to open my video test for this one. As you can see, it seems pretty blank, and it does seem a little bit confusing, and that's why I'm going to be helping you go through with this. This is always going to be here as scene 1. You can always rename it, delete it, open a take, close a take, open it in a folder, export it. So many different options. And then you can also always open a new scene, and if you want to open a take, that's when you would hit this recording button, but obviously we have nothing to record it in, so it is not going to work. What we want to do is pay attention to the top right, and you're to see the Wi-Fi signal. You're going to click that, and it's asking you to connect it to the smart suit. Now, in the previous videos, I've already shown you connect the USB regular to the computer or laptop, and then the very end of it is a Type-C connection. And that Type-C connection goes right to the hub. I'm going to connect that real quick. and once it's connected, it's going to just take a little bit because it has the power on. There we go. And if it does not go in the first time, sometimes you may just have to re-plug it in. So, you know, basic troubleshooting, flip it over. And as you can see, it is starting to connect to the smart suit. It's starting to recognize it and everything. Make sure the sensors are all there, everything's working. It will let you know if it has any issues. As you see, it already gave you the check mark and it opens up your Wi-Fi settings. So once you already set up the Wi-Fi settings and everything, you are good to plug and play. And it makes it very easily available next time, the next day, next take, whatever. You don't have to do the whole process after this again. This is going to be different for everybody, depending on what your router's Wi-Fi connection is going to be. You can also do the hotspot through the suit, and you do not need an internet connection to run this. It just runs on Wi-Fi signals. It does not mean you have to have exactly an internet connection to run Wi-Fi. And the suit itself, the hub, does have a hotspot. So if you want to directly connect your laptop or your computer to the suit, since you may not have a router around you, you can have that option. Right now you can see bottom right, it did say fail, but that's only because it's looking for new networks, and none of these are new networks, since I've already completed the scan before on previous things. I have already have my internet connection, which could be Gizmo CDA, and then you're gonna type in your password for this, just your internet connection password. I'm not gonna obviously show you that. And then your receiver IP, you're gonna wanna type that in next. Usually it's gonna be 192 or a 191. Sometimes it can be special like this, but these are the basic most three popular receiver IP addresses. You're gonna wanna click on Show Advanced Wi-Fi Settings. This is gonna be your receiver port, and that's important for when you click on this, it shows your listen port. So when the smart suit's listening and this is receiving, both the port number are exactly the same. It is 14014. The security type does not matter too much unless you know what your security type is going to be. Mine is just WPA2, so I don't have to mess with that anymore. And then your frequency band, you're gonna wanna make it so that way it's 5 gigahertz usually, so that way it's the less crowded one. You can do dual band or just 2.4, it doesn't really matter. And then you're gonna hit apply Wi-Fi settings to the smart suit. And you can keep your DHCP on regular. Sometimes you do have to hit the connect to the smart suit just a couple times, because the area I am located in right now is just cemented with concrete and everything. Sometimes you can just unplug it, or you plug it back in. Good thing this actually happened, so I can help for those of you who run into the same issue. Trust me, it's normal. You're gonna get your suit connected easily fast. And once you have it connected, you're ready to go. Boom. And then as you can see, the Wi-Fi settings were already applied to the suit, as you can see by the check mark. Then you want to update firmware, and if it matches, then you're good. If you put away your suit for a couple of years, or just actually even a month or two, and they update it, then you just want to click here and update your firmware. So far, you're not going to see anything until you want to plug in to maybe your power bank, or apply it one more time so that way it does connect. As you can see, we're not running any error codes this time, so you just sometimes might want to unplug it, re-plug it back in, and it's going to work perfect. Boom. So then we click out, we're connected, we're good to go, and still nothing showing. What we want to do is unplug the Type-C from the hub, and then plug in your battery bank or external power source of your choice to the USB. We're going to wait a little bit while the suit turns on. Sorry, just give me a moment. Make sure to cut this out of the video real quick. Just troubleshooting real quick. they're applied. Okay, now when I plug it in, it should show up. Right? Why isn't it showing up? Why isn't it turning on is the question. There we go. Hi, welcome back. Sorry about that. Just had to plug in my power bank. As you can see, my suit obviously looks very funny. I just have it laying down on the table, all sprawled out. Doesn't really matter since I'm not in the suit right now, but this is showing that it is on. It is going to be asking you who is in the smart suit if you already have body profiles or if you need to make one. We're just going to put this. It doesn't really matter too much since we're not worried about movement. As you can see, me moving the suit while it's flat on the table is not really going to do anything. If you want to see more of your suit, the menu, the control panel would be right here. You click that down and it shows everything of the suit. Now you can either click this to see the body, or if you want to see the stickman, which is basically just the skeleton of the body. We're going to just show the body version. And when you have multiple suits running, it will come down this way, coming down a whole bunch of different colors, who's in them and everything. And you can click the visibility, whether if you want them to see this or not. Right now we do want to see it. And you want to make sure you are in a place that has all of these sensors right here that are all yellow. You want them to be green. Green means that it says the best connection, it's going to be the most efficient, and it's going to read everything perfectly fine. If it's yellow, then you can run into interruptions, some stuttering, and sometimes when you're in your takes, your foots or your movements will appear yellow because it is basically guessing the best it can to where you're going. It's very accurate still, but you're always going to want it to be green for the best performance. If some of the sensors are gray, you definitely would want to go to the manual that I'm going to be posting soon, or look on it on the forums, because that means something happened when you were updating your firmware. Make sure when you are updating your firmware, none of the cables are unplugged, because that's how that happens. And what happens is that means some of the cables or some of the sensors will fail to update while others are already updated, and it takes a while to get it back. This is so that way when you make a straight pose, you're going to want to make sure that your character or your actor is inside of it and do the straight pose. When you click on that, right now it's going to look very funny because your straight pose is not normal. So what we're going to do to make it stop moving is we're going to go here and we're going to treadmill. Boom. When you hit treadmill, it makes it so that way it stops moving. Obviously right now my hips are very large because I'm going to have to fix that soon. But if we just have basic demo, here we go. And then you're just going to make a straight pose. This is what your straight pose is going to be. And when you make the straight pose for all characters here, you have to make sure that your body does look like this. Your 2 feet sensors facing away exactly like that, same way. Your arms by your sides and your head looking up like that. And you're just going to click that and it's going to say 3, 2, 1. And it's going to say stand still. Mine's going to be very messed up because it's laying on the ground, so when I move it, right now the suit thinks it's sitting up even though it's laying flat on the table. If you need to restart the smart suit, you usually just do that. Just resets at everything. This makes it so when you have multiple characters or actors on set, this makes it so that this smart suit in particular is being focused on and followed through. This makes it so that way all the actors are in the shot, followed through whatsoever. Next, what we're going to want to do, I'm going to show you a take that I have taken real quick. So you can go back up here, toggle between the dashboard and the scene view. I've already had my testing video. We're going to go ahead and make this guy invisible, and that's how you'd make him invisible. So that way, then you're going to undo him. So now he's not showing up, but he's still within, so he is going to be taking processing power, so just keep that in mind when you are loading up your takes. Depending on your takes, how large they are, it will take a little bit for them to load up. So I'm just going to open take 2, you're going to double click on top of it, and it's going to take a little bit because it's processing everything, as you can see. And here we are. So first, we're going to want to make it so that way it is in treadmill mode, so when I move, my character doesn't move. As you can see, when I was talking about earlier, the yellow spots, when I'm moving, since my feet or my arms are also catching yellow. Now this is pretty accurate the first time I've done this, but as you can see during the recording, it did have all yellow sensors. So it wasn't the best it could be, and you're gonna notice some weird angles, like when I make my T-pose, my arms look uneven, even though in real life my arms were even. It's doing a lot of guessing to make sure that this is right when it's in yellow. That's why you always want to make sure it is in green. Yellow just means there's too much magnetic fields around it and it's blocking it. So if you're in any big rooms with steel or concrete rebar steel in the middle or inside, it's gonna take part of your sensor's ability away. As you can see, Trust Host Location Sensors False has iron, false, but it changes every now and then. You can name all the sensors right here by looking at them. As you can see, only my foot is working, which is okay, but you're ideally going to want to be in the right one. Now, when we're in this stage, you can also hit export. So far right now, my exporting is up for Blender. So if you want the same one, you want to make it FBX and binary. That's going to be the easiest to export these movements into your Blender recordings for moving your characters. Your skeleton's going to different on each one, and it shows you which ones are you taking. So then if I were to export this, it would only be scene 1, take 2. So it'll only be doing this pose. If I would like to export the entire scene, what you would want to do is right click or double tap on the scene, and you're going to hit export, and you see it says take 2, take 3, and take 4 of scene, all in the FBX and binary, perfectly ready for Blender. But I exit out of that since that is not mattering right now. And here we're going to go through the settings real quick. The environment just changes on what you want to do. Personally, I like grid, but then you can also do a checkered background. We have already went through the Smart Suit Listen Port. You're going to want it in a location that's near you. It's very hard to find the city you are in, so just make sure it's the biggest city you are next to. I'm having my graphics performance on high since my laptop can handle it. And then here are some premium features like data streaming, video reference, command API. You have to upgrade this version, the free version, into a monthly subscription base of the premium Roku or Rokoko Studio. The data streaming is what's most likely what you guys are going to be wanting if you're using a Unity, Maker's thing, or any of the 3 icons I already showed you before. If you want live data streaming capturing, so that way when you move, your characters move inside your studio that you are running. Now next, what we're going to want to show you, this already shows you the focus cameras on characters, so it's focusing on the one character. This is also, we've already shown you the straight pose. This is going to mirror your camera, so that way, does exactly what it says. This is showing where your camera angle is being. So right now, it's being shot from the front. Then I'm just going to hit this again, and boom, this is the front shot. Then you can go to the top, left, right, and back. Very simple. And that is going to be it for the most basics ins and out of your bodysuit. I'm going to be showing you more in later videos. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial, and I'll see you in the next video.